So here's the story about, I believe her name was Janice, a young girl, very, very shy. And by the way, you should have seen me when I was in college. I was an introvert. If you would have said to me that one day I'd be standing in Dubai talking to, I spoke to in front of 400 or 500 people the other day, I would have said you're completely crazy, out of your mind. Yeah, but today, it's that the result of the direct selling industry is what has actually brought me out of my shell to be able to become more of who I am and inspire one more person every single day, and that person inspires another person, and we have a whole movement going of inspiration of people going out and helping each other unleash their own potential. So yeah, I was shy introvert, and this young girl comes to me and she says, I'm thinking of quitting, and I did the singing and dancing. We've identified areas of what she's doing and she's not doing. I said, why don't you go ahead and give it a try? Look, try it. It's a summer job. It's not a lifetime career. Just give it a try. Get something out of it. She said, okay, I'm going to try that one more time. And she went outside and she tried it. She gave it her best. She followed the principles I've shared with her. She came back about 3-4 hours later with a big order in her hand, for one of those $600, $700, $800 sales. And she puts it on the desk and she says, Ramiz, thank you so much. I said, what'd you do? She said, what you told me to do. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Of course it works. And sure enough, she went out there, she worked with us for a couple more weeks, but regardless of what happened, I tell you, that lesson that she learned, she will never, ever forget for the rest of her life. And the question I have for you here as individuals, what lessons are you actually willing to learn from the opportunity you are exposed to today? What lessons have you learned, and what lessons you still have to learn to achieve success? Because success, isn't something that you're going to get on the outside. You're not going to go to success. You are going to become success. You're going to become success by the person who you become. And as a result, you'll attract people and circumstances that actually will put success in front of you. A saying that says, we become what we eat. So if you eat, good stuff, you have the energy and you go do the performance. If you eat bad things, you have the lack of energy and the result to show for it, right? Here's the thing, it's not about dieting in here, but I'll tell you the same thing, what you feed your mind, you also will reap. If you feed the right ideas, you're going to get right results. If you feed wrong ideas, good luck. Good luck. So first thing is about that vision, and second is about commitment to the vision. So I was 19, 20 years of age, and 21, about to graduate college. 1992 was a recession year. All right? And many of my friends were worried about, did you get a job, whatever. I said, no, I'm going to go work for myself. I was an independent contractor. So I worked on commission my entire career at the time. And I didn't know any better. Commission is cool. I like commissions, don't get me wrong. And I decided to set up my own business. And they were like, wow, you set up your own business? I'm like, yeah. So I did that for 2 years. I was in Philadelphia. Then, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. I had a girlfriend in college, and she was from Puerto Rico. I visited the island of Puerto Rico, and I fell in love with the place. One of my major was what? Remember, my major was international what? Business. So it came the time when I was like, Elena, depending who's doing best, maybe I move or you move. We were both doing good. So I go to my boss. I say, you know what, Tom? Island of Puerto Rico is very, very good potential for us. There's a market of, at least, 20 plus colleges, over 100,000 students that look for summer work, and nobody today offers them opportunities, and I think I can do that. He goes, do you speak Spanish? I said, no. I said, but I can find 100 people that can understand me in English. Out of those 100,000. And I'll find those 100 people, and then eventually they'll teach me Spanish. He says, okay, let me see what I can do. He spoke with the big boss, and I got the okay. I got the okay. It was around April 1994. I was on a plane going down to Puerto Rico, and the person sitting next to me, she goes, the typical question on a plane is like, are you there on business, or are you going on business or pleasure, right? I was 24 years of age, and I was proud. Heck, I was about to go start up my own business in a country where I didn't speak the language, and I had no clue what was going to happen. And I just wanted to achieve my goals. I said, well, I'm going there on business. And she says, what? And she goes, what kind of business? I was like, well, I'm going to set up my own business. She's like, wow, aren't you young? Set up your own business? Again, limiting belief. It's the programs that people have had over and over and over again. You're too young, you're too old, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you have no money, you have money, you can, you cannot, you speak the language, you don't speak the language. All these things is what people, so commitment to the vision. Here's what happened. The part of the story I didn't tell you, probably some of you remember that, is the night before that plane ride, I get a call from my girlfriend. And at the time, her voice was shaking. Her voice was trembling. She said, Ramis? I was like, yeah, honey, how are you? What's up? What's going on? She says, don't come. Don't come. Wait. She goes, no. Don't come to Puerto Rico. What do you mean? She goes, I said, my car is shipped. I have the plane ticket. I'll be there tomorrow. She goes, no, you don't understand. Don't come to Puerto Rico because I don't love you anymore. I thought she was joking. I mean, we made the plans and we had done everything. Like, forget it. What do you mean? I'm coming. Yeah, nice joke. She goes, no, you don't understand. At the time I realized that, wait a second, there's something fishy, something wrong. And we hung up the phone. I decided to go anyway. I said, look, I'm not going to cancel this. There's got to be something we can talk about. And I did go. We talked. Nothing happened. For 2 weeks it was really hard. How many of you have been heartbroken before? Huh? Imagine being heartbroken in a country where you don't know anybody. Okay? And you're going to set up a business and you're counting on this person's help to help guide you. I was supposed to have her beach house as a place to stay. Forget about that. Supposed to have her as a guide to help show me around, and we can go office searching and forget about that. I barely spoke to her and saw her for like half a day, talked with her, and we spoke, and her parents said, just give her time. I said, time I don't have. I could have made a decision right then and there. I could have just said, forget this, I'm going back home. And if I would have done that, I think nobody would blame me. I mean, heck, it's completely understandable. I was just stranded in the middle of nowhere. But then I said, wait a second, Travis. Okay, so you had two goals in reality. One of them was the international business part, and the other one was to be closer. I wasn't going to marry the girl. I was just going to maybe date her again. I said, what's the worst thing that could happen? I was all the money I had saved to put into this venture. I said, great, I got a good experience and I can go find something else to do elsewhere. I said, I can live with the consequences. And I went for it. The best 10 years of my life were in Puerto Rico. Just so that you have an idea, I heard the other day that people in this part of the world with MVT are rocking the world of MVT, right? I'll tell you one thing, the island of Puerto Rico is not even the size of any state, all right? It has a population of 3.5 million people, and we were basically doing business better than almost anybody else.